his splits that he might be looking at a 121.32. So each race is looking to be in its own right decently interesting, but again, we get to see two at once here, so I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. See, looks like they're starting.
Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. So it looks like not all of them have selected Japanese for their language. It is the biggest time save to go with Japanese as far as the tested languages we know, but not every runner is going to care about those 15 seconds or however much. I think it's purely preference unless you're at the tippy top of the ladder.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so this is Super Mario Odyssey. Just for some context, Mario was trying to rescue Princess Peach, got knocked off by Bowser, and his cap got shredded. So he's here in the Cap Kingdom about to befriend this Cap ghost, Cappy, who's going to be your hat throughout the rest of the game. You can throw Cappy, throw your hat, jump off of it, use it as a platform, throw it to redirect in midair. It's also an attack. You can break boxes and other sorts of things like that. You can also capture enemies and take control of, Hammer Bros and Goombas and all kinds of other fun stuff. Then this first level, let's just obtain Cappy and then get to the end here. Lots of platforming options that open up once you have the ability to, possess different, so here we're seeing Nebbeth taking control of the frog, right? Just frogging up, jumping over these platforms.
Is Laurie behind when you're around? Like it started later? Because
I think, yeah, I'm not sure if that's a stream delay or if he's just started his timer late, but
yeah.
Either way, I mean, so if it is the case that he, started 20 seconds late, say, yeah, we'll use the speedrun slide, the SRL timing here, to determine, what actually is the time as of the start of the race. But as far as, on his split timer, if, for his time, I think he's on track here. It is a little bit behind. Yeah, so there is a boss right at the end here. It can be fast cycled. Nothing too terribly exciting, but that's the first stage. Just get to the end. For all the other stages, what's going to happen is that Mario is no longer collecting stars, but rather collecting moons. And to move from one kingdom to the next, you do need to collect the appropriate number of moons, and that activates the ability to progress. So all the runners are going to be looking to gather as few moons as possible, but the amount necessary in the fastest amount of shortest amount of time, and move on. So here in the Cascade Kingdom, they only need 5 moons. They're going to try to climb up to the top and fight the boss to get 3 at one time. Capturing the chain chomp to break open the path to get the very first moon. They're going to try to capture a dinosaur in just a moment as well, and use a trampoline to activate a cutscene zone a little earlier than intended, I think. You basically jump over and above 2/3 of the level, activate, get in the cutscene zone, and you start the boss fight immediately, so you don't have to platform and traverse through the rest of the stage. It's one of the first skips that we encountered.
Yeah. Can be a bit tricky to get on the trampoline the right way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because of just the way the dinosaur is, the way its hitboxes work. Anecdotally, runners say, "Oh, you need to get its left foot on the trampoline in order to actually get the bounce." And sometimes it can be a little tricky maneuvering this giant dino, but Nebbeth, not deterred, gets it first try, no problem, easy peasy. Oxxyga had to circle around a little bit. Looks like he gets it as well. Mm-hmm. And this boss can also be fast cycled. It is a little tricky. You have to make sure to land on the actual golden chain chomp and knock its head off super quickly so that Madame Brutal doesn't get time to run at you and catch up to you. Keep the distance so you can fling the chain chomp back at her. our runner's going to be able to do that pretty consistently, actually. Fast fight. But so with that first moon that we got from breaking that block with the chain chop, and then the 3 moons our runner's going to get here, they only need 1 more moon to progress past this kingdom. So this is one of the very fastest kingdoms because it requires so few moons. Man, it is hard to keep track of. My eyes are just bouncing all around. All 4 of these guys. But just, you know, reeling it back in for a second, I think that Oxxyga and Nebbeth are pretty much on pace. Because Laurie's timer is a little bit delayed, it's hard to say, but I think he's also, you know, again, assuming that's just a stream delay rather than SRL timing, we'll be able to find out at the end of the race, but his time looks to be on pace with StarOfDooom here.
Yeah, I hope it's stream delay.
Mm-hmm.
Be unfortunate to lose the race because you had a problem starting your game or something.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so those are the 5 moons they've gathered. Moving on to the next kingdom, the Sand Kingdom. Now this is where things get a little tricky. This is a new game. It came out a little over a month ago, and so a lot of routes have been talked about and revised and discussed, and so there are many sand routes right now that runners are using, depending on, you know, oh, they liked this one, they got really good at it, or the new route that was released, you know, the next day is a little too hard, uses little advanced strategies. So runners generally differ quite a bit on their Sand Kingdom routes. Curious to see what routes these guys take.
Yeah, and some runners like to combine routes, switching one moon for another.
Mixing and matching is pretty common here. One of the implications of that, though, is that you may or may not get the coins you need in this route. Coins are very important in this game.
Yeah, you need to buy moons later on in the game.
So not in this kingdom, but in later kingdoms, they will need the coins 200 coins total. That is to buy 1 moon in the Wooded Kingdom and 1 moon in the Snow Kingdom. So making sure that you collect the coins you need across the run is pretty important.
Not leaving the bird for later.
Oh, Oxxyga is going to grab the bird right as soon as he gets overlooking the town. Yep. No problems there. StarOfDooom not getting the bird in the town. That bird is one of the route differences, is that, you know, you could say, oh yeah, I'll get the bird, but you can get it in the town either before or after the pipe, or you can get it at the very end of the level, right at the oasis. So even if you know, runners are saying, oh yeah, I get the bird, they might do it at different times.
Okay, so StarOfDooom is waiting for the bird.
So it's possible to get it on the sand dunes on your way out of the pipe, but and he waited for it, but he still missed it. He's gonna have to go get it in the oasis later, or switch it out for some other moon. Because I mean, there are so many moons in this kingdom. But okay, so Nebbeth is looking to manipulate the bullet bill here, get it to chase him around without blowing itself up, so he can grab the moon and possess the bullet bill, and he does it. No bullet bill death today.
Nice.
Oh, there it goes. All right. Oxxyga is going to be looking to try and do the same thing here, I think. Again, manipulating the bullet bill is not necessary because some runners don't want to get that moon, so they don't care about that bullet bill at all. But if they do, they want to try to manipulate it to... Ooh. Fails the jump, he has to get back up in an alternate route. They want to get that bullet bill in the first cycle it's available, so you don't have to sit around twiddling your thumbs for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And he does not make the bullet bill. I think he was going for manipulation there. He has to just wait for the next one. And Nebbeth, just talking to the Sphinx, opening it up. It is possible to clip into the loading zone for this room, but he decides he's not going to go for it. It's a little risky, so just talks to the Sphinx. Gets it. He gets plenty of coins there. He should be in a good spot for the rest of this run. Oxxyga still having some problems with the bullet bill. Star of Doom gets it. And LaurieDeBeaver is going to be not far behind.
Yeah, and you saw in the swings there, he's collected some coins. Gonna need those in wooded.
Yeah, so runners can choose to get the Sphinx room or not. If they do get it, it's generally, you know, those are probably all the coins you'll need for the remainder of the run. But if you don't get it, you have to get the treasure chest on top of the Jaxi ruins and then pay attention to your routing throughout the rest of the run. Yeah. So Oxxyga also decides not to go for the clip. A little too risky. Just talking to the Sphinx, getting in the room. And StarOfDooom just skips it completely. So there's Laurie also getting the bullet bill successfully. Very nice.
Nebbeth getting the Jaxi ruins moon first try.
Yeah, he grabbed that treasure chest as well. I guess he just wants to be super certain that he has enough coins and he will never have to worry about it. So he should be good to go for the rest of the run. Yeah, Nebbeth and Oxy are looking pretty good on coins. Nothing to worry about there. Yeah, and StarOfDooom missed the bullet bill cycle, so he just had to get the next one. A little unfortunate. Oh, but he crashes it before he can blow up the box containing the moon, so he has to grab another bullet bill. And there's Nebbeth grabbing the bird in the oasis. The last possible spot to grab it.
Laurie skipping swings as well.
Yeah, so I think we're seeing a convergence of routes now. All the runners are going to be heading to the Jaxi ruins, getting that moon. But Nebbeth finishing up the Sand Kingdom. Very, very blistering pace there, I think.
Yeah, very clean.
Oh, Laurie just dove away from the moon. Don't think he meant to do that, but he goes back, gets it. He's going to get the next bullet bill. All right. Well, Nebbeth is moving on to the Lake Kingdom here. And I think Oxxyga is going to... Oxxyga and StarOfDooom are both heading to the Oasis. They're going to be grabbing the one, or in Star's case, 3 moons that they need and moving on as well. I don't see the bird that StarOfDooom missed in town. I think he might have mistimed it getting to the Oasis, actually. So the bird is not here. He's going to grab these notes and get the moon, but he's still in want of 1 more moon.
Interesting.
And Laurie heading back to town to grab employees only. It's usually done at the start of the level, but it's just sitting there. You can grab it whenever you want. And Nebbeth's getting a fresh start on the Lake Kingdom. Gonna make a very swag jump here up the wall.
Oh no, don't wait for the bird. It's gonna circle around the whole desert. Go back to town. Get the employee moon.
Yeah, if you miss the bird at pretty much any point, you either have to reload the kingdom, warp to a point and go in and out of the Sphinx room, or you never really want to wait for it. So the fact that Star is waiting here is a little, unfortunate. It's really unfortunate he missed it in town.
Nebbeth making his way through the Lake Kingdom. No problems.
Yep, and Oxy's just going to be starting up the Lake Kingdom now. Laurie looking to get his last 2 moons and close out the kingdom. StarOfDooom is still searching for his last moon. I think he's just waiting on the bird. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. Okay, but LaurieDeBeaver's got his final moon. He's going to be porting out of the Sand Kingdom. And Nebbeth is working on fast cycling the boss. Oxy is possessing a Cheap. And StarOfDooom has his moon. All right. Now he can leave the Sand Kingdom as well, move on to the lake. So we missed it with Nebbeth, but I'm going to talk about it here with Oxy, is that there's one jump he has to make after he collects this moon from the pillar with the Cheap. He's going to try and jump out of the water, leave the Cheap, and use Mario to wall kick up onto the platform for the boss fight. Nebbeth nailed it successfully, but our eyes were elsewhere, unfortunately. So here he is coming up on the cheap jump, and he makes it. Very nice. And again, this boss, like all other bosses, can be fast cycled in one way or another. But this guy, you just basically wait for him to come down, jump on his hat like that, and oh, he actually misses it. He was planning on doing that, jumping on the hat to cancel this phase, but he's a little bit late for it, so he has to just wait through that cycle. It's a little unfortunate. And here's Laurie coming into the Lake Kingdom. StarOfDooom just finishing up his cutscenes to come into the Lake Kingdom as well, as Nebbeth is leaving.
Yeah, it's essentially a stun lock. You lock him in place there.
And here's Laurie hunting down the coins. He knows he needs them. Doesn't want to risk heading to the shop in Wooded without the 100 coins. So here's Nebbeth coming up on the Wooded Kingdom, and I know he definitely has enough coins because he went out of his way to grab both the Sphinx and the Jaxie Ruins chest. So he's going to be grabbing 2 moons off to the side here, killing these rocks, and then catching a bunny, and then heading to the shop. Oxy's just finished with Lake, and it looks like Laurie and Star are about to possess a Cheap Cheap. So there are backup strats if you miss that Cheap jump, but it is something that you do want to do on the first try. It can be a little awkward because you're coming out from below the surface of the water. The camera angle is a little bit awkward sometimes, but it is, the one skip, quote unquote, that makes Lake Kingdom as fast as it is.
Having a bit of trouble there, Laurie.
Cheap controls are a little slippery, but it is the fastest method of traveling in the water. You don't want to be swimming as Mario. It's really, really unfortunate to have to suffer through. But Laurie gets the jump. Very nice. Doesn't have to resort to backup strats. Star gets it as well. Alright, and Oxy's going to have enough coins for his shop moon, but Nebbeth possessing an uproot, so now he can shoot up on stilt legs to this cliff for the moon in the nut.
And this section of the Wooded Kingdom is another part with a lot of routes.
There have been a couple wooded routes, but not nearly as many as sand, I would say.
No, but you'll see diversion.
Yeah, so it looks like Nebbeth went for the nut in the maze first before heading to the flooded pipeway, but some runners will do it the opposite direction, go down to the flooded pipeway, and then climb up to the maze. So what he's going to do instead is grab this checkpoint so that after he does the flooded pipeway down below, he can just teleport back and not have to climb up twice. But it looks like StarOfDooom and Laurie are just finishing up the Lake Kingdom. They'll be heading to Wooded momentarily. Yeah, but here's Nebbeth doing that flooded pipeway I was just talking about. He wants to get through here without taking damage if possible. It is tough though because all the fuzzies and the water is on a cycle. So if you don't meet it the very first time through, you just have to sit on your hands and wait. So I guess he's gonna wait for the water to be low. Try to get no. He just has to wait for the water to carry him back up. He might not have even going for the fast strat because it is significantly harder than just waiting for the water level to rise.
Yeah. Looked like he did damage less. I didn't catch the first.
He didn't take damage, but he didn't do it as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Waiting for that water level to come up is not a huge time loss. Certainly better to wait for the water level and not take damage. Oxy unfortunately takes some damage and has to wait for the water level here. Not the worst thing.
And Oxy did the sewer part first.
Yeah, so Oxy's gonna do the climb up now. Alright, and Laurie just went around grabbing the coins he needs. He has enough coins now for the shop moon, so he's good to go. I should also mention, since the flooded pipeway you can't take damage, if you take damage in this game, after you retrieve a moon, the game heals you back up to full, but there's an animation where it pulls your health bar to the center of the screen, fills it back up, and then moves it back to the corner of the screen before you're able to move again. This is a cutscene that just loses you about 2 seconds of time if you ever take damage and then collect a moon. So a little unfortunate to, you want to avoid taking damage if possible, but Flood Pipeway is just not kind to runners.
Yeah. Let's see.
So all the runners had enough coins for their shot moon.
StarOfDooom taking an unfortunate bonk there.
Trying to climb that cliff there is a little tricky. The spacing is a little tough sometimes. But he gets it. And there's Nebbeth just finishing up the last moon he's going to collect. And he's going to head to the boss fight now with Spiwart to grab his multi-moon. Last 3 moons and finish up the Wooded Kingdom. Oxy's just behind him, finishing up the 1-story moon beforehand. So he has to collect, I believe, 2 more moons on his way to the final multi-moon. Excuse me, 3 moons. Nebbeth displaying the fast cycle strats for this boss. Pretty straightforward, pretty fast, pretty easy. No problem.
Which moon did they get? What?
Yeah, I think Oxy is missing the moon here.
Yeah. It's two before the boss.
Mm-hmm.
So
So he's gonna have to grab this 1 moon here, do the boss fight, and then go hunt down a moon somewhere. It's unfortunate.
yeah.
Yeah, but so there's Laurie. He did the maze and grabbing the checkpoint, and he's gonna do the flooded pipeway and then warp back. I think StarOfDooom did it in the opposite order.
Yeah, I believe so.
So in both races, we had the 2 runners vary on their paths here. Yeah, so both Star and Oxy did the flooded pipeway first, but Laurie and Nebbeth did the maze first, down to the flooded pipeway after. It's very interesting. Yeah, but so there's Nebbeth finishing up the Wooded Kingdom, heading on to the Cloud Kingdom.
Yep.
And Oxy's just working on the boss, will be right behind him. Yeah, Laurie and StarOfDooom are on their diverging routes right now, about to sync back up.
Laurie's actually in the lead though.
He is, yeah. Because, well, again, I still know his stream delay, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that what we're seeing is real time. He started his timer late, so according to SRL, he's still ahead here. Actually, it's pretty close. They just grabbed the moon. If he hadn't bonked, it would have been neck and neck. He's a couple seconds behind now, but still pretty. It's on his tail.
Yeah, it's a weird situation. We don't really know where he is compared to StarOfDooom.
Yep. So Nebbeth is just taking care of this Bowser fight in the Cloud Kingdom before he can move on to the Lost Kingdom. There are some fast strats here involving abusing iframes, but it looks like Nebbeth is just going to say, it's too risky, I'm not going to go for it. I'm just going to play it safe, nice and easy. He's already got a good lead for himself. There's no reason to do anything too terribly risky.
Yeah, I don't think he's too worried right now.
He's on a really good pace, actually. Looking at his splits, he's already ahead of his PB time right now, so he just wants to ride it out, right? I guess. So I should talk a bit about the Lost Kingdom here. It's you want to, again, marathon, collect as many moons as fast as you possibly can. But Nebbeth is going to be circling around over to the left here, using this tree to get over to this cliff. If you walk over to the right, you actually trigger a cutscene zone. He didn't make that jump the first time. He has to try it again. You trigger a cutscene where the Klepto Bird steals Mario's cap, and you have to go through this sequence. Oh man, he's giving me anxiety here looking at it on this tree. You have to go back and retrieve your cap from the bird, platforming through the level without your cap first, and it just wastes a lot of time when you could be otherwise collecting moons. So he's going to try to avoid that cutscene, and come to that bird later. It's a 2-part thing. You can trigger the cutscene, and then there's a fight, quote-unquote fight, that you have to do with the bird to get your cap back. And so he's successfully circumnavigated the cutscene trigger, but what he wants to do now is get to the bird and activate the fight part of it so that the cutscene can never trigger. So he's going to collect moons along the way, head over to the bird, just past this next platform.
Yeah, and Oxxyga having some troubles with the Bowser fight.
Mm-hmm.
Missed the 2 fast cycles on the 2 first phases there.
Mm-hmm. So
We
now
got the third one.
Nebbeth gonna be grabbing this moon and then heading over to trigger the Klepto, which is the bird. So now he cannot trigger the cutscene. Cappy won't get stolen away from him. But then there's
What
StarOfDooom
happened?
finishing up the.
Laurie's
Kingdom.
gone.
Mhm. You know, it took some technical difficulties with Laurie's stream, but I hope he'll be back soon. So StarOfDoom's gonna put moons in the Odyssey, move on to the Bowser fight in the Cloud Kingdom, and then be close behind these other guys in the Lost Kingdom. The meme tree still giving some problems to Oxxyga. Gave some problems to Nebbeth. Now he's struggling here. That tree never cooperates.
Looks like
Mm-hmm. So now it's going to be trying to get this one moon. You can either let yourself die here and get ported back to the Odyssey, or try and live. He's going to try and live, and he bonks. It's a little unfortunate. But the result is, you know, he lost a second trying to save himself. Death warps back to the Odyssey, and now I can move on to the Metro Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. StarOfDooom entering Bowser.
Mm-hmm. So there's Nebbeth finishing up the Lost Kingdom, heading to the Metro.
Oh,
Oxy's
missing the
just gonna
moon.
be.
Oh no.
Oh, the anxiety. Oh my goodness. All right, he's alive. We're alive, boys.
Yeah.
Triggered the Klepto. Gonna move on. Man, this is stressful to look at. That if you fall into that purple goo, you actually die immediately, and you get ported back to the Odyssey. So you have to go platforming all the way back around, and it is no fun to experience. It just gives me a knot in my stomach when I see someone else about to trigger it themselves.
Happened to me today.
It never feels good. Yeah, so here's Nebbeth in the Dark Metro Kingdom. So when you get to the Metro Kingdom, it's actually nighttime, and you have to head through this story sequence first, where you fight a boss. You should climb up, platforming, and then fight a boss, and then you can trigger access to the daytime Metro, where you can access the entire level and grab all of the 20 moons that you need to progress. So there's the first moon. He needs 19 more. It's a lot of moons to progress through the Metro Kingdom. It kind of is the crowning jewel of the game. Nintendo was very proud to show it off. They want you to spend a lot of time in the kingdom. But Nebbeth is going to want to try to move on as quickly as he possibly can. Oxy is putting the moons in the Odyssey and the Lost Kingdom. He'll be right behind him, entering the Metro Kingdom. And then there's Star finishing up the Bowser fight, heading on to the Lost Kingdom.
Yep.
Now this climb that Nebbeth is about to come to is the town hall climb. So you basically are trying to ascend as quickly as possible without falling to your death in the endless chasm. And there are some fast strats here. It's gonna get on this pole and just, jump back and forth, super quick like. And at the very end of this climb, so there's a treasure chest here, he's gonna collect a moon in it, and then he's gonna have to climb into that platform and make the spookiest looking jump in the entire run, where he jumps across the entire pit, hat jumps, and lands it. Very well done.
Yeah, failing that jump can lose you up to 40 seconds. So you don't wanna fall down.
In addition to losing time, it is demoralizing to lose that jump.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts your ego.
StarOfDooom making his way through Lost Kingdom.
Oxy hitting a bit of a bonk there, and to try that jump again. So Star's going to trigger the Klepto fight first before he goes to collect that moon on the tree, and then he's going to circle back around, finishing up his moon collecting here in the Lost Kingdom. And Nebbeth is actually in the middle of the Mecha Wiggler boss fight. He's in between cycles here. It is possible to kill this boss on the second cycle, which he's coming up on. But because of just a number of fun factors, let's say, in this fight, it is very easy to miss the 2-cycle kill and instead have to wait for the 3rd cycle to finish him off. So hoping here he gets the 2-cycle kill. Gonna clean up some of these segments that he's missing. So
Very
there's one,
solid.
and there's the other. He gets it. Very nice. Well done. Yeah, that can also feel super punishing if you miss the 2 cycle, just because you have to sit on your hands and wait for him to be vulnerable again, and it doesn't feel very good, let me tell you. Oh no, Oxy misses his cap dive and has to go back to the elevators and climb back up.
Mm-hmm.
So then there's Star of Doom going to finish up his last moon in the Lost Kingdom. Very nice. Drop to his death. And port back to the Odyssey. So here's Oxy finishing up his Town Hall climb. Going to make this long jump. And he nails it. Excellent. And then here's Star of Doom moving on to the Metro Kingdom as well. So now that Nebbeth has access to daytime Metro, he's just going to go running around all over, collecting the last of the 14 moons that he needs. He got Swaying in the Breeze in the nighttime as opposed to the daytime, so he doesn't have to worry about that one anymore. But he still does need the remainder of the 20 moons total.
That's interesting. Looks like Oxxyga is gonna be able to manipulate the Wiggler here.
Yeah, in between cycles you can't hurt him, but you can influence where he moves, because he does try to target you. So you try to get him to enter the wall or leave the wall he's coming out of and enter the next wall as soon as possible, so he spends as little time running across the stage like that, so you can just get him back to being on the wall where you can shoot at him. But there's Star of Doom making that very nice jump there. It's very easy to bonk on that wall instead of making it over, but he does it successfully.
Oh.
And here's Oxy gonna successfully 2-cycle the Mecha Wiggler. It's very nice. Nebbeth's just on his moon collecting spree.
Star of Doom overshooting the girder there, so he had to climb back up.
A little unfortunate, but that also is, most of the jumps in nighttime Metro are pretty precision based. It's really, you either get it or you come within hairs of it, and you feel like you should have gotten it, but you just didn't quite. And here's Nebbeth collecting the how do they take out the trash moon? That is a great question. I do not know. Still don't have an explanation. And now Oxy's coming up on daytime Metro as well. Gonna start his moon hunting spree. Here's Star of Doom doing Town Hall, the Town Hall climb. Heading up to this hole here. Yep. Now it is important to note, again, after the Metro Kingdom, you have a choice. You can either head to the Snow Kingdom or the Seaside Kingdom. And the Snow Kingdom is one in which the runners do need 100 coins to purchase a moon from the shop. So if they have 100 coins, they can proceed straight on to the Snow Kingdom and, no problems, no worries, nothing to stress about. But if they don't have enough coins, generally what runners do is that if they're short, they might come up on the Seaside Kingdom instead and change the route in that way so that they collect coins in the Seaside Kingdom so they're good for the shop moon in the Snow Kingdom. But it looks like both Nebbeth and Oxy are going to be pretty solid on coins. It doesn't super matter where they go. It's just a menuing thing where you choose to proceed.
Yeah, it's not a huge difference.
Yeah. It just feels really bad if you don't have enough coins and you failed to menu properly and you ended up going to the Snow Kingdom with not enough coins. I've done that once or twice.
Yeah. I always do swings, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, getting the coins from the Sphinx generally means that you never have to worry about which kingdom you head to. You can just mash the A button and head straight on through to the Snow Kingdom, no problems. But because there are so many different sand routes, it's not necessarily the case. Oh, so is Star gonna be able to get this 2-cycle here? It's gonna be tight.
Too far back. Oh yeah. It did get it.
Very, very, very nice.
I thought it was too far back.
Yeah, I didn't think the cannonballs would reach the Wiggler in time, but he got it. That was a little spoopy.
And the magical word, chat, what is it?
Chat already knows.
Never heard that word to this day. I just have to believe in chat.
All right, so here's Nebbeth finishing up the Metro Kingdom. Looks like he's gonna head on to the Snow Kingdom right after. Oxy gotten on his last 5 moons, I believe. Yep. And then here's Star just entering daytime, gonna collect his 15 moons.
A little bit slow there, so Cap came back.
Yep, he was trying to do a trick there where you can throw Cappy and hold him in place as you go collect that moon, and then use motion controls to have him home in on the electrical wire, so you don't have to actually walk back to the electrical wire. But he gets a little caught up on the girder before he can get into the moon, so Cappy just comes back to him sooner than he intended. A little unfortunate. Not a huge time loss, though. And this RC car moon is just the bane of some runners. It is the least intuitive controls. If you've never played with an RC car as a kid. So Oxy's talking to the drummer. He's going to go talk to the bassist soon after. Where I'm actually going to comment this time on what the bassist says. It's a meme in the community, but it must be noted. It sounds like he has a voice line where when you talk to him, he seems to say, OTEP. And then as he gives you the moon, he again shouts, "Yay!" So he's gonna squeeze one last moon out of the dead Mecha Wiggler here and then talk to the bassist as Nebbeth proceeds into the town of Shiveria in the Snow Kingdom. Yay indeed, because that means that is his final moon in the Metro Kingdom. He can teleport back to the Odyssey and move on to the Snow Kingdom himself, or Seaside, depending on which you choose. But he does have enough coins for the Snow Kingdom, so there's no real reason not to just smash the A button.
Yep. Nebbeth entering the shop.
Showing off that you don't actually have to walk all the way up to the counter to talk to the shopkeep there. You can just walk a couple steps in and he'll talk to you from all the way across the room. He's okay with it.
Unfortunately, he warps you to the counter later. Yes, makes it up to this chest.
Yep, and Oxy does choose the Snow Kingdom because he does have enough coins for the moon. He's not too worried about it. StarOfDooom just about to come up with the last leg of his moon collecting. There's a bunch of moons just basically in one place. Basically, he doesn't have to spend too much more time in the Metro Kingdom. He can move on to the next kingdom as well, which I don't think he has enough coins for the snow. Yeah, he only has 54 coins, so he's probably going to be moving on to the Seaside Kingdom next.
Yeah. Looks like. Yes. He split set to Seaside too, so.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah. The only moon you actually collect in the Snow Kingdom outside of Shiveria is this one Captain Toad moon, so thank you, Captain Toad, the true hero outside of Shiveria that we all needed. But Nebbeth's just finishing up the first of the 3 separate rooms that you go into in Shiveria, so he'll only have 2 more ahead of him, as Oxy just enters Shiveria himself. Alright, so Star just collected his high above the moon, high above the crowd moon, excuse me. Too many words. High above the crowd moon, so he only needs 3 more to move on, and those are going to be the drummer, the bassist, and the one from the Mecha Wiggler. So again, we get to see another OTEP yay.
Yeah, there are a lot of moons in Snow Kingdom, so you need to do this story moons. Which slows down the kingdom a lot compared to Seaside.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. The Snow Kingdom should go faster than it actually does, but you're kind of stuck, forced to do these story moons. Oxy trying to land this hat jump. Gets it on his third try up to the balcony. Take
Alright.
that.
That was odd. Maybe I did hold this Y button. Nebbeth coming up on the last moon here. And StarOfDooom finishing up Metro.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see Seaside from him.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Nebbeth just putting the moons into the Odyssey. He's gonna move on to Seaside, and Star is gonna also go to Seaside, though he will not have done Snow, which Nebbeth has. So there's the gust room from Oxy. He's gonna have 2 more rooms ahead of him, and then he can also tag along, move on to Seaside.
Yep. Coming up for Star. It's one of the trickier jumps in the game.
This jump is a little tough to make. The spacing in your inputs has to be decently precise, or you're not going to make it. You're just going to bonk. But he does make it first try, no problem, not even a sweat.
Very nice.
Dude is laughing at me, saying it's a hard jump to make. And Nebbeth also gets it on his first go. Yep, so just standard moon collecting. I don't think there are too many strats in the Seaside Kingdom or the Snow Kingdom really, but because it is another water level, after they collect a couple more moons on this side on the beach, they're going to be capturing, a Gushin and then a Cheep Cheep to maneuver through water more quickly, because again, Mario's swimming speed is pretty garbage.
Atrocious.
I don't know, the swimming in this game is just it does not feel very good personally. I think it's it's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here they are collecting the moon from the notes, which is the last moon that they're going to get on the surface. All the remaining moons are underwater.
Thank
So,
God.
yeah, exactly. So here's Nebbeth collecting the Gushin. He's going to ride this Gushin all the way over here near this checkpoint to dive down and grab a Cheep Cheep to swim through the rest of the moons. And Star is going to be doing the same thing, but it does hit a little bit of an underwater bonk, a little bit unfortunate. Again, controlling Mario underwater is just no fun. No one wants to do it.
Yeah.
But then there's Oxy finishing up his Snow Kingdom, so he can also move on to the Seaside, and he'll be following right behind. Yep, so since Star is doing Seaside before Snow, this is his saving grace, all these coins in this tunnel, giving him the coins he needs for that shop moon in the Snow Kingdom. It's going to be very, very helpful for him. He does end up... Okay, so he only needs 2 more coins than he currently has. It'll be no problem at all. He'll be good for his shop moon in the Snow Kingdom.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. So here's that tough jump for Oxy, and he's the first of the 3 to bonk.
Oh.
Again, it is one of those jumps. It looks like your hair is within it. You should be able to make it, but you don't quite get it. He gets it on the second go. Knows what he's doing. Just a little unfortunate to bonk there. Is that jump is these runners make it look deceptively easy.
Mm-hmm. So Nebbeth finishing up Seaside there. Taking a nice warp back to the Odyssey.
Yep. Oh, Looks like Star missed that warp on his first go around in the menuing, but he's going to be able to get it the second time, finishing up Seaside not too long after Nebbeth does. But he still does have the Snow Kingdom ahead of him. And there's Nebbeth finishing up his Seaside and moving on to the Luncheon Kingdom. There are no more branching paths now between kingdoms, so the order in which they do the runners do the remainder of the game after these two, Snow and Seaside, will be linear. There won't be any, oh well, he chose one and he chose the other, so I don't know who's ahead. No, it'll be strictly one-to-one linearity here. We'll be able to see who's ahead and gauge how much time needs to be lost or gained. So this jump here that Nebbeth is making is another one of those tricky jumps, like that cliff at Seaside, but he gets it first try again, making it look like a cakewalk.
Luncheon is probably one of the harder kingdoms in the game. But at the same time, one of the more fun kingdoms.
Yeah, I really, I think the latter half of this game is so much more diverse and takes you by surprise than in the first half of the game. With the exception of the Lost Kingdom. I really, really enjoy the Lost Kingdom. Yeah, so this Spewart boss fight here is just a complete repeat of the boss fight in the Wooded Kingdom. Usually when you refight bosses in this game, they'll have another phase, or, you know, it'll be harder to fast cycle them. You know, no, this is just the exact same boss fight. Just if you have the Wooded one, you have this one, no problems. And Star gonna be gathering his off-the-wall moon in Shiveria, heading to the shop because he does have enough coins. He has 102 coins. He's good to go. Getting out of the way so he doesn't have to worry about coins the rest of the run. And Oxy porting back to the Odyssey. Gonna start up the Luncheon Kingdom after he sits through these cutscenes. Most of these cutscenes are skippable, which is very nice, but you do have to sit through some of them and just kind of wait. It is nice to have some downtime, but I don't know. This Odyssey cutscene to me feels like it just takes too much time. Personal complaint here.
Yeah, it feels unnecessary.
So Star's gonna grab one more moon here in the lobby area of Shiveria and then head into the rooms. Grab those 5. And Luncheon Kingdom is one kingdom where, again, there is a significant routing difference that I believe so far is just runners' preference. Runners generally will go into one of 2 rooms. There are 2 moons in each of the rooms, so it's equivalent. You know, you get the same amount of moons no matter which path you take. But for some runners, they just prefer one room over the other. The one with the forks visually. You control forks and fling yourself up the wall. The fastest way of doing it is using the motion controls, and it is a little tricky to get, so I know some runners prefer not to have to deal with it. They'll just go to the room with the Podoboo, which is the lava bubble enemy that you can capture, and do that instead. So curious to see if either of them does choose the fork flicking one. I know I've seen a lot of runners just go for the Podoboo.
Yeah, I think most people go fork if they had trouble with the Podoboo room. Never tried fork personally, so I don't know.
I've tried the fork room, and the motion controls are and some runners just make it look so super easy, and you get in there, you realize it is not. But Nebbeth, just skipping past the fork room, he gets a little bit of a bonk on the cliff. He's gonna head to the Podoboo room later.
Yeah.
And here's Star getting his Goombas to activate the switch for the second of his 3 rooms.
Oxxyga avoiding death there.
That was a little spicy. And again, because he took some damage on this moon, there's going to be a refill health animation, which does lose him a little bit of time. Kind of unfortunate, but not a whole lot you can do about that once you take damage. Yep. Oxxyga gets some damage there from the lava, so again, has to wait for the health meter, but I just... It is funny to me sometimes seeing Mario's I'm on fire animation. I'm on fire, oh no, save me. Yep, so here's Nebbeth coming up on the Podoboo room. So there is a cycle you can make towards the end of this room to land on a platform in time to advance further. There is, so you can either make the fast cycle with that platform and just go on your merry way, or you can say, I'm not going to make the cycle, screw it, and jump out of the, make a jump with the Podoboo. And, oh, yep, so he misses it. He has to jump out, get a damage boost, and grab that moon.
He could have landed on that platform there, but...
Yeah, his camera there was a little bit wonky. I wonder if he was trying to manipulate something with his camera. If he knows there's some strats I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, that camera prevented him. Camera prevented him from seeing where in the cycle the platform was, so he just had to go for the safe. I'm just gonna go for this anyway, do the damage boost. Yep. So Star finishing up his Snow King as well. He's gonna be heading into luncheon. And Oxy is gonna come upon the choice. Shall he go Forks or shall he go Podoboo?
Well, let's show the people Forker.
He's going to Forks. All right.
Yep.
We got a route difference. I love it.
All it called last night too.
Okay, so here he is advancing. Oh, there's the motion controls. You can throw your hat upwards using the motion controls. Oh, he throws it downwards that time. He's just wall jumping here, trying to get it right. There he goes. And he goes over to the side, grabs this fast moon over here, and then he's going to go back onto the main path. Little hiccup in the middle there, but well done overall. As Nebbeth finishes up his Luncheon Kingdom. He's gonna be heading on to the most daunting looking boss fight in the game. It's the most visually impressive, I should say.
That's super easy. So
ooh, that was a slick move from Oxy there, getting that ledge grab and backflipping to the cap dive to get onto the jutting crag there for that moon. Very slick. Star's just gonna do a quick fast cycle of the Spewart boss fight.
and hitting every block of cheese except one over the switch. Classic.
Yeah, it's a little random the way that the frying pan bro throws his frying pans. You can't really control it. You only can control that he throws them, so you just have to stand in a place and pray to God that he destroys the block of cheese you want. So here's the Dark Souls, the Skyrim boss, the dragon, the Lord of Lightning himself. It looks like Nebbeth is going for a strat. He's exposing these hearts out of the pockets in the ground. He's going to get onto the dragon, take damage intentionally so that he's using these iframes to be available early to take off these targets with his hat. And he can just grab the heart afterwards and heal up.
Oh no! Oh, it's taking
no,
a death.
Oxy. He got stuck on the lava in the corner. It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, misplaced his ground pound there.
Yeah, that moon on the backside of this cliff can be a little tricky to negotiate yourself towards. Just this little platform you have to stand precisely on in ground pound. If you're a little too far to the side, you will slide down and you will fall in the lava and you will be sad. looks like Star of Doom is also coming up on 2 more moons before he gets to make his choice between Forks or Odaboo. He almost accidentally throws the golden turnip off the edge of the map. Thank God he's able to save it.
Yeah. Would he need to reload their area then?
I am unsure. There is a shop, so
Yeah.
it's not too slow, aside from loading screens, to have to reload the area, but that would be a little unfortunate.
Finishing off the boss there, no problem.
So now he's heading on to Bowser's Kingdom, which is basically a long gauntlet of some platforming challenges and boss fights. Oxy's going to be heading into the Ruined Kingdom as well to do that boss fight against the dragon. But Bowser's Kingdom is, again, I say all these bosses can be fast cycled in some way. And since this is a gauntlet of boss fights, it's very, very easy to lose time here by failing to hit a fast cycle or, taking damage. It's one of the most notorious kingdoms for being easy time loss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, here's Star trying to get the frying pan, bro, and destroy the exact precise block of cheese here to unlock the next story moon. Gets it pretty quickly. Oh, but he hits the spiny.
Spiny on the bro in the way.
Yeah, so Oxy's just gonna be doing this boss fight against the dragon here as Nebbeth progresses through Bowser's Kingdom. They're not too terribly far apart, but it is a noticeable lead for Nebbeth here. Again, easy time loss in Bowser's Kingdom, so it's still I would still say anything could happen. Too many opportunities for players to get something not quite right and have to wait for a cycle or something. He gets actually smashed by the mini boss here. He's gonna miss the first cycle. Yep, just like that. Anything could happen.
I told you, it's the hardest boss in the game.
It is the hardest boss in the game. You only use 1 hit to kill. Yep. So.
Room.
Oh. Yep. Star does choose the potable room as well. And Oxy, again, tried to abuse iframes here. He took some damage beforehand, so he's at 1 HP. It's looking a little spicy, but I think he's going to have it here.
Yeah.
There's 1 more cycle to go. There's the damage boost from Star of Doom.
So you need 8 moons in Bowser's Kingdom. So coming up here is going to collect 1 of 2 extra moons you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Bowser's Kingdom, since you need to, it's basically a gauntlet. You have to get to the end. It does force you to collect 6 moons, just along the critical path. So you're left to your own devices to collect 2 more, so you can actually advance past the kingdom. So one of the most popular ones is. Oh, that was a nice trick there. Using the spin with his beak to grab the last moon shard to activate that 1 story moon. But he's also going to walk over here and grab the moon from the hole in the wall. So he only needs to collect 1 more of the optional moons. Star of Doom hitting a little bit of bonk on his way to the multi-moon, but he's in good shape. He's going to just grab, jump on there, grab it. No problems.
Yep. And Oxy's on his way to Bowser's Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the 2nd moon you need.
Yep. Alrighty, so here, Nebbeth is about to come up on 2 boss fights that you need to do to progress. You have the option of choosing either one or the other, left or your right, but he's heading to the left to fight Harriet. And this is the one boss you probably have to wait the most for in the game. You just have to wait for her to throw bombs at you, throw it back at her, and then she's targetable. You can jump on her afterwards.
Yeah, and it doesn't really matter which you do first, Topper or Harriet. Some prefer Harriet, others do Topper. I did Harriet first, but then I switched to Topper, because I'm more likely to take damage from Topper than Harriet.
Yeah, so because we don't... Oh no, Oxy falls to his death there, trying to do a little cheeky fast jump, you know, circumnavigate some of the actual intended path, but he has to go back to the checkpoint and start over from there. It's a little unfortunate. And here's Star of Doom coming up onto the Ruined Kingdom boss fight against the Lord of Lightning himself. Oh no, Oxy again, failing the jump.
Needs to throw his cap a little bit more to the right. Like that, yeah.
Yeah, there he goes, there it is. So here's Nebbeth fighting Topper for the second time, and he's a little more difficult this time because there are so many more hats. It is hard to fast cycle him to land on the correct hat. If you fail it, then you just have to hunt down which one is the correct one, and it adds a lot of time on. So you have to not be able to fast cycle this guy. It is tough to nail.
The hats are smaller and there are more hats, so can be hard to hit the right one.
Yeah.
Skips taking damage there, Star of Doom.
He's just going for the normal strat, not trying to do anything too fancy, or just playing it cool. And Oxy's coming up on the moon shard story moon, as well as two non-story moons, excuse me. He's gonna have to collect to move on. But Nebbeth is gonna make the final climb up to the final boss fight of this kingdom, so he can move on to the last stage. And we are in the closing 10 minutes or so of this run for Nebbeth. Yep, so... Oh, Oxy actually kills the bird that he was trying to use to get to the moon in the wall, just to wait for another one. It's really unfortunate there.
Just making his way up there, no problems.
Just making the climb. So now he only has the Mecha Brutal ahead of him, which can be fast cycled and can be... So there are two different strategies along the fast cycling. You can use the bird, the Pokio capture, to knock over the boss and ascend the first time, or you can just do what Nebbeth is doing and say, nah, I don't need that. Climb up yourself using some slick platforming here. This is the birdless strat, as it were. And then the fast cycling here is just making sure you stay on top of the boss after he tries to knock you down, so you can just hit the brutals in their glass and just not worry about trying to get back up over and over again after he knocks you down. Just stay on top. Easy. Makes it look super
very easy.
It makes it look so easy here. This is actually super tricky to nail all those jumps consistently to make your way back on each time, but Nebbeth says, nah, no problem. What are you talking about, hard?
Yeah.
And here's Star of Doom entering Bowser's Kingdom for himself. Oxy coming up on the choice between Harriet and Topper. Looks like he's also going to go for Harriet, just like Nebbeth.
Very nice Mecha Brutal there.
Yeah. There are not too many more opportunities for Oxy to really catch up to Nebbeth here. I mean, again, anything could happen. He could go for 2D Bowser skip and not nail it, but assuming that Nebbeth just plays safe, looks like he might have this one in the bag.
Yeah. Oh, an invisible ball, okay.
Yeah, if you allow Harriet to drop more than just that first bomb, it can become a little tricky to pin her down, hit the correct bomb up, and stop her from traveling further. So missing that first cycle is a little punishing. In Oxy's chat, he's typing, "The bomb is invisible," and spamming question marks. He seems a little frustrated.
Yeah, I
with that
saw
fight.
that too. I'm like, what?
And hopefully he can get a good topper fight here, make up for that lost time on the Harriet fight. Oh, he gets the fast cycle on that first hat jump. Can he do it again? Coming up on it. Man, that was a very, very, very clean topper fight. That was beautiful to look at. But Nebbeth is going to be moving on to the Moon Kingdom.
Oh, missing the... Alright, reverse order there. Didn't lose any time for StarOfDooom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here is Nebbeth on the moon. So because he's on the moon, he can abuse moon gravity. Mario's jumps are a lot floatier and slower, and obviously can be abused. There is an intended path for you to go through a cave and go through another gauntlet of enemies and another boss fight, and it takes up 4 or 5 minutes or so if you try and speed through it. But because of the moon gravity outside of the cave, it is possible to jump on a sphinx, which is nicely positioned behind the cave, and with some slick platforming, jump off your hat, couple of wall kicks, you can just jump over the cave entirely and never enter it. So Nebbeth is going to be trying to do that in just a moment as Oxy makes his climb up to the Mecha Brutal fight.
Oh, having a little bit of trouble there, but...
You get the moon skip, then the first wall kick, and then the second. Perfect. So that's the
that
the
was
moon
close.
skip. Oh, the bonk! Ooh. Give me anxiety, man.
Dang.
Yep, so it looks like Oxy's just waiting for the bird. He's not going to try and do anything too fancy, trying to get up birdless. Just grabbing the Pokio and gonna shoot these bombs back at the boss, knock him over. Not fussing about it, just taking it nice and easy.
Gotta respect the safety.
Mm-hmm.
The second battle supply.
He's gonna use the Pokio though to try and stay on. And so he's not gonna. He didn't get up the first time without using the Pokio, but he's gonna now try to hit these brutals and just stay on top if he possibly can. StarOfDooom finishes up Harriet. He's going to have to do Topper next. And Nebbeth is on the final boss fight of the game, this final fight against Bowser. There is one more sequence he has to complete after this fight, but this is the end of the fighting.
It's not that different from the Cloud Kingdom fight.
Yeah, Bowser has one more phase here, but he's invulnerable and you can't do anything. You just have to wait for him to freeze fire all around and jump over it. There's nothing too terribly exciting.
And Oxy taking an unfortunate bonk there, trying to get back up.
He's not able to get up, or stay up, I should say, but he's going to grab a Pokio here and try to get up as quick as he possibly can, get these last hits on the brutals here. Oh, he misses it. Just try again, but he's closed off. No. Yeah. That was unfortunate. Looked back and forth so many times. I was rooting for him to get back up. It looked like he would. Yeah, he's just gonna climb up on the side of the leg now this time, and not as huge as a time constraint this time. Just gonna hit that final hit. Yeah. And so Nebbeth now in the escape sequence of the game, he gets to capture Bowser and play as Bowser and race to the end of the game. StarOfDooom is just making his last climb up to the Mecha Brutal fight. He's going to be collecting these last 3 moons in Bowser's Kingdom and moving on to the moon himself.
And here's 2 to skip. Will it happen?
It is possible to maneuver yourself so that you can platform a little bit faster than normal, but the punishment if you fail is falling to your death and starting the Bowser section all over again. So Nebbeth says, I ain't having any of that. And just goes through the normal way. Props.
Smart guy. Yeah, and StarOfDooom going for birdless.
Oh, he's going for the birdless strat. Bonks, alright.
Yeah,
That bonk is generally unavoidable, honestly. It is possible to go bonkless, but he falls down. He's going to capture the Pokio. Yeah, he's just going to go for the Pokio. Go for the safe strats. If you fail, well...
Or not. Oh, okay.
He's trying again. He's trying again. He says, oh, he actually captures the Pokio in midair as he goes to throw his hat. So I guess he's just, whatever, I'll stick with it. It's not worth the time at this point.
Yeah, the bird was forced on. And this is interesting. Okay.
Gonna be able to land on top of the. Oh, wow, that looks very, very peculiar.
Yeah, it went. Got off of the bird too early.
Yeah. And Nebbeth's gonna be finishing up the game. He is gonna be just shy of a PB here. This is a really, really good pace for him to have finished the game on. This is not a PB, but hot dang. Very, very close to it.
Don't die, Star.
Oh no. Star having some problems with the Mecha Brutal here. It is a tough boss to be consistent on. I can't even fault him for having some hiccups here and there. Oh, that's just unlucky.
Oh, there's a... So, Nebbeth finishing
Nebbeth.
with an official SRL time of 1:11:14.
Yeah, I think that's only, what, 20 seconds off of his PB or something? Yeah, like 19 seconds off of PB. That is not bad.
Oh.
Or excuse me,
Oh,
21 seconds. I did math the wrong way. I don't know how to count. 20-ish seconds off of PB is not horrible at all. Oxy going for the moon skip here. Can I try to get this wall kick? Doesn't get it. He has to try again.
This should work. Yep.
There he goes.
Very nice.
Yep. As Oxy closes in on the chapel, gonna start up the boss fight with Bowser and be in the final stages of the game himself. StarOfDooom is still experiencing some unfortunate circumstances here with the Mecha Brutal, but he's close to finishing it up. And that jump is it is harder than it looks. Getting closed off like that just means you have to wait for the cycle again.
Alright.
Oh my god, anxiety on this Mecha Brutal fight. He only needs to hit these 2 more Brutals, then he can leave this place and never return. Until the next run. Kappa.
Maybe no, do a run again.
He has to not take damage and get back up. Oxy's just finishing up his Bowser fight here. Oh, he actually gets hit. So Bowser jumps away and he has to wait for him to be vulnerable again. Yeah, I tell you, these boss fights, all of them, again, can be fast cycled, but are very, very hard to perform consistently on.
Yeah, especially the mecha fight. And it takes stuff. Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. So now he has to go back and do it all over again.
See, go for birdless, missing it, yeah.
Yeah, generally if you miss birdless the first time, I believe it's faster since there is then a bird available to try and go for the bird. Star is being very stubborn here and says, no, I will not stoop to such levels. I will do the birdless. And he gets the first brutal. He's going to try to land on top this time, and he nails it. As Oxy starts the escape sequence as Bowser. Yeah, the Mecha Brutal is just a nightmare to try and get consistent on, honestly.
Yeah.
I basically had to sit down for 5 hours or something and just play it over and over and over and over again. And even then, it wasn't enough. Still, I had to practice more. It feels bad. Star of Doom is going to be Oxy going for the 2D Bowser skip. Nails it. Star of Doom is going to be finishing up Mecha Brutal here.
Very nice second try.
Yeah, that was actually a very, very clean Mecha Brutal fight, second go around. But Oxy, he wanted to do the 2D Bowser skip. He wanted those precious 2 seconds. He was not going to lose them.
Oh yeah, Nebbeth. Does he want to do an interview? I totally forgot.
Thank you so much
Oh yeah.
for playing my game.
Here's Oxy going to be finishing up the game here. Finishing up his run.
So Nebbeth doesn't have a mic, so he can't join us.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Oh well. All right. And so there's Oxy finishing with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 42 seconds.
Ages.
All right. That's actually not too bad. He was with about a minute away from his PB here. So pretty good showing from Oxy as well. And here's Star of Doom coming up onto the Moon Kingdom himself, gonna try and get the moon skip if he can on the first try and close out his run here.
Yeah.
Gonna ask Oxy if he wants to come in for an interview. So here's Star of Doom on the moon skip jump.
Oh, it did work. Yeah, very nice.
First try. No sweat. Not even stressed. Yep. So here's Star of Doom missing the fast cycle on the Bowser there. He was just inches away from getting that first punch onto Bowser and stopping him from jumping away, but nevertheless, he does have to wait. and hit him now. Just have to wait through his invulnerability cycle here, where he just spits fire at you, and you just have to stand there like a doofus and jump. Can try and do the fast cycle this time, where he gets the hat and gets the punches on Bowser, and he does it before Bowser jumps away. That's very well done. So there's one more cycle to go through, and then he can start the escape sequence and close out the run.
And gets the third one.
Mm-hmm. Nicely done. So now he just has to skip through a cutscene. Oh. Skip through a cutscene, walk up, skip through another cutscene, and then begin the escape sequence. Now, I wonder if StarOfDooom will be trying to go for the 2D Bowser skip. It seems unlikely, but you never know, right? You never know who's going to want to puff his chest and say, I can do it.
Nope.
So I'll have to wait and see here. Nope. Destroys the blocks and just doesn't want to have any of it. Yep, just looking to close out this run nice and clean, taking it easy, not worrying too much about the tiny things, just getting to the end. So Oxy says he cannot come in for an interview as well. So neither of our racers from the race up top are going to be joining us, but GG to both of them. Congratulations, Nebbeth, on winning. We're going to try and pull StarOfDooom in as soon as he closes out his run as well. Just going around destroying these pillars so that he can run to the middle afterwards, destroy that final block, and jump into the electrical wire. Timing will end as soon as he shoots out of the electrical wire. And it looks like StarOfDooom finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 37 seconds. GG to everybody.
Very nice. Good game.
Mm-hmm.
And he finishes first place, by the way, in case you missed that.
Mm-hmm.
Laurie quit.
Yeah, he died in the Spewart boss fight in the Wood Kingdom, and encountered some frustration there. So he did forfeit the match. StarOfDooom does win, but it does matter what time he actually achieves here, as it'll impact the remainder of the tournament. This is only the group stages, so the top 2 players in each group of 4 advances. So this is, these are not elimination matches yet, but your times do matter for later on. So GG to everybody. See if I can't grab StarOfDooom. StarOfDooom. episode?
Hope so.
Is Star him? There's a Star. I do not know if that's StarOfDooom in Discord.
I think so. Yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, let's pull him in here. Hey, GG, how's it going? How you feeling?
Oh, I apparently cannot hear Discord. Let me restart Discord real quick. 2 seconds.
Oh, alright. Let's get him back in just a moment.
Let me restart Discord real quick. 2 seconds.
Yeah, so for those of you wondering, we are here on Speed Gaming 4. Oh, hi, welcome back.
Hey, there we go. All right.
All right. Hey, how you feeling?
Oh my gosh. So I don't actually know what happened. I saw Laurie leave like in the middle of the game.
Yep.
What happened? Was it internet or?
So I think he got a little frustrated. He actually died on the Spewart boss fight in the Wooded Kingdom, and then his stream cut out from there. So we didn't hear from him since, other than the in Twitch chat. But yeah, GG. I know I saw you struggling there with the Mecha Brutal, but you nailed it the second time around.
That was so unfortunate because I was on a great run. Other than I mean, I lost like a minute and a half in sand, but I made up all that time back. I think I was like 40 seconds ahead of my sum of best, and I just choked and couldn't hold it together.
Yeah, it gets a little stressful. It's a tough boss fight to hold yourself together on.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think that was a pretty good showing overall. And aside from the obvious death and a couple things in there, like, hey, you got some huge time save ahead of you that you can look forward to, and
yeah, definitely.
You're already on a pretty good streak right now, good pace. So
yeah, I think I can easily get sub 120.
Oh yeah, I mean, you got it in the bag.
All right, well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming along, and GG.
GG's.
All right, well that'll do it for this double race, this 4-way race on Speed Gaming 4 here. There is more Mario Odyssey to watch, of course, as there always is. Right now, there's a match going on right now, isn't there?
Two matches.
Two matches.
SWC 19 versus Johannian and Ivan versus Kraneth. On Speed Gaming 1 or Speed Gaming.
Another doubleheader, the 4-way on this main Speed Gaming channel, so you can head over there if you want to watch some more Mario Odyssey. And there'll be more matches to come later on today on the main channel and on Speed Gaming 3. So if you want more Mario Odyssey, you need to look no further than the 4 Twitch channels here. But Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 3 specifically will have games for the rest of the day. So.
And I'll be back tonight. Yay, more me.
Yeah. You can actually catch my race. I'll be racing later today at 5:30 p.m. on Speed Gaming. So stop on by. Self-plug. But yeah, that'll about do it. Take care, everybody.